you on an email I sent out today of a 6-month average and of a 12-month average. And, of course, as the more it's spread out, the more that adjustment becomes. And I based it off of 50%, half city, half the customer. And if you look at Fort Worth, that also sent out today, that's what they're doing. They're taking the two highest bills during that leak period, and they're reimbursing that count for half the water loss. And that's what we would be doing on the calculation that I did, would be half the water loss. And for a 3-month average, it came out to being $370.78. On a 6-month average, it came out to being $408.07. And on a 12-month average, it came out being $413.47, which would mean if you went to 12-month average, that their balance due right now would be $577.42 instead of $1017.99. We would credit that back to their account. We also have them on a payment arrangement right now. I looked it up, and it's a 12-month payment arrangement that they currently have. And we can still do that with that amount that's left. Of course, I'd have to calculate all that out, but probably somewhere around $50 a month, something like that.
The other one didn't run as a result of a leak. It's just try to help them.
Right.
Large bill, I guess, with the number of people there in the house. I can see that.
Yeah, that's a normal part of our policy. That's a normal part of our policy, except during the disaster. 6 months is the normal, but we went to 12 months during this disaster.
But Margaret, if we go on a 3-month average.
Just a second, Mayor.
If we go on a 3-month average, in the wintertime, they're going to get much better break than we will in the summer.
Right.
And wintertime, it's more probability of having a leak because of the freezing pipes and things. My personal opinion, it should be a 12-month. That way, no matter what time of year it occurs, everyone's paying equal.
Right, that's what I went through, Marvin, with yesterday, was showing that the timing that they have is actually the worst timing, and it just doesn't seem fair to me for the timing of it to impact the benefit. So I think in the 12-month, for me, this makes more sense, because then it equalizes out over the year, depending on whenever it happens.
Mr. Howe?
That was what I was shooting for.
Mr. Howe?
Thank you, Marvin. Would it, what I was trying to say is kind of the same thing, but would it make more sense to go 3 months a year ago to where it's the same? What was the usage this time last year?
It was averaging about 2,600, and what I came up with on the last one, I came up with, I think it was 2,690 is what I came up with. So it's pretty well the same.
So Darren, that's not a bad idea. One thing that could affect either one of them is if it's a relatively new account.
What is, because we're setting policy for staff, we need to factor that in too, that they're a new account. If they don't have a year's worth of service on the books, then we need to factor that in as well in this policy, I think.
You have to have 12 months of service to qualify, and yes, and these people do. They're back from 2018.
Okay.
But, so you're saying in the future, if somebody
for a year, and, sorry. Yeah, we lived on Frontier Street, so we've actually been in River Oaks for 6 years.
Okay.
But we just moved from Frontier Street to Melba, so we've actually been with River Oaks for a while.
All right.
Yeah, I would go with 12 months. Personally, I think it's just the easiest and fairest, probably, in most cases. And then the 50-50, that's what Fort Worth does.
Yes, sir.
And that sort of makes some kind of sense. You know, we pick up half, you pick up half.
we wanna, I completely agree with that. Do we wanna address somebody that's been here less than a year? Help out 20% or something like that, maybe 6 months?
Well, it says you have to be here 3 months, is that correct, Marvin?
No, the policy that y'all will read here later on in here says you have to be, have service for 12 months. And that's what the others were doing, that's why I put it down. You wanna go less, we can.
Well, I agree with that, but I didn't know if we should have a plan B for those that don't qualify and maybe
Right.
25, 75 or something.
I mean, to me, the 1 year, the one thing we wanna try is for it not to be abused, right? I mean, and we, in the summer, if people want their yard, they're, you know, you can go up quite a bit, more than the 30%, like it in here. Doing the 1 year would sort of prevent possibly some of that. Would be one reason to do 12 months, but.
Well, we also have the policy where they have to show the plumbing repair as well. Yes, I had a $350 bill last summer.
Well, I think
Almost out.
if they've been here less than a year and have water leak, I think should be handled on individual cases, because basically everyone's gonna have to have a CO at that time everything's inspected. The chance of a major water leak or something like that would be very slim, and I think be very few of them would have to come before council.
What does this do about owners that rent out their houses? In the policy, I don't have the policy.
There's nothing in the policy that relates to that, there's nothing stated in there about that.
It's whomever the water,
I know that, but if we get a repeat offender owner that keeps getting renters that keep, you know.
We're also saying just once a year.
Once a year.
That covers that, I'm good with it.
Yeah, that's what we have, that is in the policy.
I'm good with that, as long as it covers it.
That once a year follows the address, not the account holder.
It says account holder, yes,
And
sir.
you follow the address.
We can change it to follow the address.
Follow the address.
Yeah, I would change it to address, because consumption could change dramatically based on a different address.
Okay? And we would have to change the policy to the 12 instead of 3. That would be the 2 changes.
well, let's go ahead on the one that's on the agenda and let's take care of it.
Well, man, they're both on the agenda. Render. Farther down.
Yeah.
So I say once we adopt the proposal here, that will take care of their bill as well, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's the way I understand it.
If you adopt the policy, well, policy won't go in effect till I publish it, so.
So we have to formally make clear that they're under the
Marvin?
same.
Right,
Morgan?
Yes, ma'am?
If there's not a requirement that it be published necessarily, it's the policy, it doesn't impose a fine penalty or forfeiture, does it?
Yeah, it's amended the utility policy, and it does require to be.
Okay, that's it.
We can just direct staff to follow the policy that we're going to approve.
That's fine.
Yes.
Then, I'm gonna ask Mayor, for the interest of time, will you, let us consider item number 11 during this as well?
Yes, actually, if we do number 11, it'll take care of that, and like you said, we'll direct staff to go ahead and follow that new one. If you'll let them know, probably I know they're on there, but make sure they're on.
So, under item number 11 then, I'm gonna make a motion that we approve ordinance number 1295-2020, amending Article 13.02, utility policy, specifically in section 13.02.038, waiver of charges, adjustments to bill, incorporating a leak adjustment policy with the noted changes, and directing staff that the case on Melba Court be treated the same, at 1817 Melba Court be treated under that same policy.
Second.
One thing,